Hey everyone, welcome back to Garnock Reviews. Today we're checking out something that's a first for my channel. This is the first Outer Reef, and this is an Outer Reef 650 that was on display at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show. This is an absolutely stunning liveaboard cruiser that, despite her size, can easily be operated as a husband and wife team. She measures in at 65 feet 4 inches in length. She's got a beam at 18 feet 6. She's got a draft of 5 feet. She's got 117,000 pound displacement, 2,000 gallons of fuel, 400 gallons of water, and a 200-gallon holding tank. Everything about this yacht is all about creature comforts and enjoying that time on board. Once you make your way up through the aft cockpit, you'll see that this one's got an outdoor wet bar area, and that includes refrigeration with an ice box as well as a sink and plenty of countertop space. You get easy side door access for boarding. And then you see that little hole there? That's because throughout the entire yacht there's a TV mount that you can put in there. And the idea is not only just for television, but that can be hooked up to camera systems, it can be hooked up to navigation and things like that. Making my way down the side deck, look at how high those handrails are. You feel very safe and secure walking down here. You get really good non-slip deck paint on here as well. I love those dark windows. You do have side door access to the lower helm, which will show you that from the inside in a second. And then as we make our way around, you see you've got the Portuguese bridge. This has got storage lockers built into it. Again, solid handhold. And then you've got that foredeck area up here as well. I really like how clear the deck is. It's easy to walk around, whether that means you're coming up for the bow lines, the anchor locker, the windlass. It's just really clean the way that they've got this one laid out. And then as I pan the camera around, you'll see we've got a really nice seating area, and obviously there's storage underneath those seats as well. And you can have this area closed off, which is ideal if you're going to have young family or pets on board. And then I'll make my way down the starboard side, and there's actually two doors on this side. It's got a really clever setup, but this door I'm about to pass right here is actually a day head. I'll show you that from the inside, but it's easy access to get to the toilet without having to come all the way through the inside accommodation. And that takes us back to the aft cockpit, and I really love this setup. It'd be a great way to enjoy a nice meal, nice drinks, and socialise with friends. But once you step inside, you really get an appreciation for just how much comfort's on this one. I love the woodwork, I love all the colour coordination that went on with all the materials. I love those massive windows. Look how much natural light, but just visibility in general. This would be great for cruising up the intercoastal, head up to New York for the summer, head back down to Florida and into the Caribbean for the winter. And then as I make my way forward, you can see that day head to starboard that I just mentioned a second ago, with a side door access that leads straight out to the deck. And then here, as well as having a toilet, you do have the sink and there's storage underneath for toiletries and personal belongings. Now opposite, this one's got a really well equipped galley. Now the thing with the Outer Reef is these boats are semi-custom, there's no two the same. So when it comes to price point, spec, things like that, you can work with them to suit. But this one has been really well designed. I love that big stainless steel sink. You've got the 5-burner gas stove top, you get the oven down below, microwave convection oven, plenty of countertop space, full size fridge freezer. It's got that double door action for the fridge, and then you've got the wine cooler next to it as well. Now from a price point, ideally you're going to be looking somewhere around the $3.5 million for a boat like this, but it really does depend on the spec that you go for, because for example, as we get closer to the helm, you can see all the electronics they have. This one's got a really nice seating area that your friends and family can join, but this also doubles up as a watch berth. And this one, you can see that TV mounted in the pole that I mentioned earlier. It can be hooked up to electronics, navigation, cameras, you name it, but it's got that accessible transportation to wherever you want on the yacht. Now this particular example has got forward-looking infrared. It's got bow and stern thrusters, multi-Garmin displays, everything you could possibly need to give you that confidence to just keep on chasing the horizon. Easy access up to the flybridge, but I'll show you that in a second. I want to first go down to the lower accommodation. I like how easy it is to go up and down these steps. I've got a good size for the steps themselves, but you've also got the solid handhold in place. You want to make this as comfortable as possible for all your friends and guests on board. And down here you're going to find 3 staterooms. So on the bow first, you've got a large island berth. I really like the woodwork finish that's in this one. Plenty of storage. Now this one's privately owned, so I couldn't open all the drawers and lockers and things like that, but you definitely get a sense of just how much storage is available here. You got the portholes to the side for extra light, you got the hatch overhead, and as you'd imagine, this one is fully en suite. Separate toilet and shower, plenty of room in that shower where you can actually use it. And then heading aft, here you've got another guest cabin. This one's got a clever setup. It's got a double berth down below and a single berth above, but you can actually lift that single berth out of the way, and then if you don't need it, you've got more space that way too. And again, this one's fully en suite, separate toilet and shower, and you can see that that shower has even got the molded seat mounted into the fiberglass. And as I head down the passageway, this door that you see here on my left hand side, this one's got full laundry facilities. So you get both the washer and the dryer, and that way you don't need to rush to port as soon, and you can have all your clean clothes, fresh towels, fresh linens. But just look at the size of the owner's stateroom. There's so much space in here, so much comfort, your large screen TV mounted on the bulkhead, plenty of storage, plenty of opening portholes for light and ventilation. It's got a massive head compartment in here. You can see just how big that shower is. You could easily make this a liveaboard. You'll never want to return home. And on the other side, you can see we've got more storage drawers, lockers, and cabinets. You've even got a walk-in closet. But this one's a little different because I want to show you through here. This one's actually got full access to the engine room because it's not designed to be a boat that's fully crewed. It's designed for owner-operator. So as we head down in here, you can easily access the engine room. Now when it comes to the engines on these boats, you've got different options. As standard, you're normally looking at twin John Deere 500 horse or twin Caterpillar C93s at 476 horse. But the Yacht's designed with a cruising speed, depending on the engine configurations, anywhere from 9 to 15.5 knots, with a maximum speed of anywhere from 14 to 19.5 knots. You've then got all your generators, your air conditioning units, but regardless of how you spec this one out, look how much space you have. Look at the sound insulation, the handholds, the light, the headroom. Look at how clean everything is. If you wanted to do your day-to-day checks, you've got plenty of room, but even if you wanted to do your big annual servicing or major intervals and things like that, there's so much room down here. It would be a very easy yacht to operate. You can see there's more cameras up here because when the boat's underway, you can monitor that from the helm. And then if I head aft again, there is actually a crew quarters in here. This leads straight up to the aft deck. And it's one's fully en suite. And you do have steps that lead up to the main saloon area. And again, this one's fitted to a very high standard. You've got a little workshop area, and you can also see that you can convert this side here, and you can put a mattress up here, and that head compartment has also got the full shower access as well. Now, this would also be a great area to come in and rinse off if you wanted to use, for example, if you were swimming, diving, things like that. You can come in off the bathing platform straight in there and rinse off. But I do like the fact that the owner's quarters have got so much access to the engine room for when doing extended cruising. And as we head back into the owner's stateroom, you can also see just how much storage is available here. And I like the fact that the door's got that louver effect. Most of the doors have that throughout. That way you've got air circulating and you don't have that damp mouldy smell that you sometimes associate with being on boats. But if I take you up to the pilot house, I can then take you up to the flybridge. And I really like the fact that getting to the flybridge is as easy on this yacht. Because if this was mine, I would honestly expect to do most of my cruising from the flybridge. This isn't just about close quarter manoeuvring. So a few steps up, and there's a large sliding glass door. And from this angle, you can see that table straight ahead. It can be raised or lowered, so as in the lowered position like it is just now. This makes a great sun pad area, but if you wanted to have a meal, you can only raise that up. Further aft, you see that we've got a sports tender out here. We've got the deck crane. You've got a grilling station. Everything's solidly constructed. It's been well thought out. You get stereo controls. And I do like the fact you can access a flybridge from the lower deck without coming up through the pilot house. Especially if you are going to be doing this single-handed and you need to get to the aft deck quickly. And that sports tender is safe and secure for while the boat is underway. And if I move around to the other side, you'll see that this one has got the life raft mounted on the outside. There's a large storage container back here. And then you've got the deck crane itself for the launch and retrieval of the tender. And this one's got a solid hardtop for the front half. Not only does it give you shade and protection, but it carries all the electronics. But it do have a really good setup for getting up there if you ever needed to raise or lower anything. And out here, I can lift this up and I'll show you we've got storage. You can convert this into a cooler. You can put a fridge in here, an ice box, something along those lines. And then the other side, we've got that outdoor grill. And then you've got the sink, and there's refrigeration out underneath the grill as well. But you can easily fit probably 10 adults up here in comfort. That way your friends and family can be with you as you're cruising. And just look at that viewpoint from the helm. This particular example has got most of the electronics from down below. So you've got multi-function displays, your bow and stern thruster, your engine instrumentation, your autopilot. And I did like this chart that showed you the height. Unfortunately, this one's too big for the Great Loop, but should be ideal for running up the East Coast, spending your summers up north, and spending your winters down in Florida and the Caribbean island hopping. Should certainly make a very comfortable liveaboard. You wouldn't be in a hurry back home at all. But as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you can leave your comments down below. Haven't done so already, hit that like and subscribe button. It really does make a difference. And I'd like to thank Outer Reef Yachts for allowing me the opportunity to come on board at the boat show and share this one with you. Catch you on the next one. Thanks everyone.